Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gold Nugget, JAW_success. This is your first time to the channel. Let me welcome you if you have already subscribed. Let me thank you for joining me on this growth path. Today, my nugget is define where you are. Simple put, define where you are. On a personal note, I would love to be at a particular place, but I cannot be there at that place unless I first understand or know where I am. Because sometimes we do not define where we are and the place that we should be, right? We end up moving out of it, searching for something else. And let me use this example. A man, because he hasn't defined happiness, a place of happiness, he has a wife, beautiful home, well behaved kids. He has enough money to, to go around, cover all his expenses. But because he hasn't defined a place of happiness, or should I say a place of fulfillment, he ends up losing it all chasing a dream. Now, if we define where we are, then we put ourselves in a position for growth, and not just growth ordinarily, but exponential growth. All right, let me now go into what I mean by defining where we are. Physically, we need to define where we are physically. Where are you physically? Right? Now, for me, physically, I'm in my office. But there is another physically I want to speak to. Physically, as in, where are you in terms of your health? Are you rested? Are you at peace with the world around you? When was the last time you went for a jog, for a walk, holding hands with the one you love? Or just talking to a friend, sitting in the park, watching people? Where are you physically? Then I want you to define where you are emotionally. Are you balanced? Are you settled in your mind? When you go to bed in the night, can you rest? Can you sleep? Right? Sometimes because we haven't defined where we are emotionally, everything affects us. A matter of fact, one of the things that I learned as I revise, my driving um practical tests here in England, is that because emotionally we're not stable, a driver comes up behind us, tailgating us, and because we emotionally we are already upset with the world, we fly off the handle, and in some instances we cursing ourselves because the driver in the other car is not hearing us. Sometimes, yes, we might gesticulate or articulate or whatever else late, but they're not hearing us. And sometimes we end up in accident because guess what? We become flustered. But when we define where we are emotionally, we are better able to say to ourselves, calm down. This won't affect you, right? Let them do all that them want. A matter of fact, when we define ourselves, define where we are emotionally, we put the power in our own hands. We do not allow others to have the power over us. All right. Then we need to define ourselves psychologically. Psychologically, can you see, right? Can you see the world around you as a beautiful place? Or do you see monsters crawling out of every hole to destroy your life? No, because a lot of us are not able to define where we are, right? Psychologically. What happened is that we allow the pressures of things far, things not seen, things that can not affect us to affect us, right? And by psychologically as well, I want you to define where you are spiritually. A lot of us don't have a center. I have a center. And I tell people all the time, my center is God. Right? And because God is my center, I don't worry over the other areas of my life, because guess what? I put it all in his hands. Some persons don't have a center. They don't have a place where spiritually they are grounded. And as a result of that, life affects them. Now then, you need to define where you are financially. Right? Many of us don't define where we are financially, and so we end up spending money that we don't have. A matter of fact, not only do we spend money that we don't have, we put ourselves in debt, because guess what? We are trying to live like the Joneses. Well, let me say this to you. Don't try to live like the Joneses. The Joneses, a matter of fact, the Joneses, we don't know what the Jones have done to get their money. Look, some of the Joneses might have old money. And by old money, I mean they are born into wealthy families. Their inheritance was left for them. Right? The company was started by their great grandfather, and it was maintained down to them. You and I, who don't have that kind of legacy, right, handed down to us, have to work for what we have. But if we continue to look at the Joneses, we try to be like them, and as a result of that, we lose where we are supposed to be. We fail to work with what we have from where we are. And this is a part of this nugget that I want to get to you. Everything that I have achieved so far, I have achieved it because I have worked from where I am with what I have, in hope of getting to the next level. Now, when we do not define where we are emotionally, psychologically, physically, spiritually, financially, what happened to us is that different things force us into thinking that we need to be elsewhere. But when we define where we are, guess what? We put ourselves in a position to grow, because we're able to better see what is around us. I know every single thing in this room. Emotionally, I am comfortable. I don't have to be wondering where my wife is, where my son is, and all of those kind of stuff. Emotionally, I am settled. I am calm. So if somebody step on my toe, I don't have to go into a fight with them. I don't have to go into an argument with them. I can easily say, probably it was a mistake. And if it wasn't a mistake and they purposely did it, I know how to handle it in a calm way. Psychologically, I'm okay, because guess what? I know, okay, where my hope is. I know where, my joy is. I know where my peace is. And because I know where my peace is, my locus of control is inside. I'm not worried about viruses. I'm not worried about issues. And because I am grounded spiritually, I know that, listen, every now and then, when life gets too big for me, I know where to go and say, I can't handle this by myself. Here it is, Lord, take it over. And financially, I may not be at the place that I want to be at this moment. But then guess what? Little by little, I am working on it. Little by little, I'm putting myself in the position to gain those stuff that I need to gain. So when we define where we are better able to work to the next level. But when we don't define where we are, we hope and we have dreams that may never materialize. So this is what I'm saying to you with this nugget. Define where you are. Grow from there. Because we can't grow from a place where everything have a root. And we can't grow from the branches. We have to grow from the root. And we must know where we are, where our root is, where our grounding is, and take it from there to the next level. This is JAW saying, define where you are and grow to the next level. All right? Bless you. Bye.